Hello there, welcome to Monkeytron Collective, and today we're going to be doing a build video where we're going to be turning this Xshot water pistol into this. This is a Deckards pistol from Blade Runner. This is a sci-fi prop I've been wanting to do for many years, but I've never found a suitable base blaster for it. I did start work on one with a hammer shot a while ago, but it was so much work involved and completely reshaping it and everything, I gave up. Then I saw this looks perfect. It's going to take a bit of modification. We're going to put some LEDs in it and give it a cracking paint job, and we're going to turn it into this. As I said, we want to make this for years. Kind of one of my top three kind of sci-fi pistols. You know, we have a bit of a sci-fi pistol collection, a sci-fi blaster collection here at Monkeytron HQ. I've got plenty. Number one's probably my Judge Dredd Lawgivers. I also have some Han Solo DL44s, and this one's probably the next one in my top three. As I say, I've been wanting to make this for years, so let's get into it. So here we are, we've split the pistol down into its different parts. It all comes apart. I'm going to take out the insides here, which have the tubes for the water pump mechanism. We'll remove all that because I'm not going to need it. This is just going to be a prop when it's finished. We're probably going to chop the trigger down a bit and move that backwards so we can put another fake trigger in, because the Deckards pistol has two triggers. And we've got a bit of shell cutting to do here. We're going to take off this bottom half of the shell, this bottom section of the shell, and a bit of the front. So as our good friend Just a Jolt would say, it's hacksaw time. So there we are, we've made the shell cuts. We've just taken off this bottom section. It gives the profile of the blaster a lot more like the prop. So next step, we'll a little bit of sanding here to smooth this up and smooth these down. And I think what we might do is we'll fill in a couple of these holes with some milliput to smooth them off. And we'll drill some holes in here where the LEDs are going to go. So we can see the LEDs in. I'm just going to have two LEDs on each side, two red ones, just like there are on the kind of prop blaster, and we'll probably run them off a 9-volt battery just inside the kind of water compartment there, because it's completely hollow and you can get access to it by popping this up. And we'll have a wee on-off switch. We'll probably seat the on-off switch maybe on the side somewhere, just so you can switch the LEDs on and off, and that'll be quite cool. So once we've drilled the holes, sanded it down, we'll hit it with some primer. Okay. So here we are, we've got the blaster stripped down and primed, and we've done a little bit of putty work here on the handle and underneath the barrel there. I've just started giving these a coat of black on one side. Obviously the main body of the shell doesn't come apart, doesn't butterfly apart, so these are going to have to be painted in one piece, kind of side at a time, unfortunately, which takes a bit longer. But yeah, we're going to have to do it. It'll look good. We've drilled the holes in the side there for the LEDs to go in, and yeah, these are coming along nicely. So here we are at the next stage. We've painted the main part of the blaster with black, and we've given it a really heavy dry brush with some silver just to really pick out all those edges and recesses and everything. This blaster's full of detail, so it really picks it out. What we've also done, I've also popped one of these LEDs in just to show you how they seat in. They just pop in from the back there and sit perfectly, so when we get this wired up we'll have the LEDs there, and same on the other side. We've got the holes pre-drilled. Yeah, we just picked out a couple of extra silver highlights on the blaster as well on the base here, and then next step is we'll mask all this off, and we're going to hydrodip, do some wood grain hydrodip on the handles. That's the next step. Still to work out how I'm going to make the triggers. I've got a few ideas, but it's going to be a bit of trial and error till we get that worked out. But anyway, here we go. So here we are, that's the parts out of the hydro dip tank now, and just put them back on, and looking pretty good. We've got a few bits to touch up, a few bits to tidy up, and then we're probably going to hit this with some lacquer. Once it's lacquered, we'll get working on the wiring for the LEDs inside, and that should be us about done. Love how this is coming out. It's really coming together now. So here we are, we've tidied up the hydro dip with a bit of paint and added a bit more weathering around the bottom there and on the handle itself. We've also added the two triggers, so we've got a kind of double trigger thing going on here. The back one there is a trimmed down trigger from a Nerf blaster, and then the front trigger is the original one from the water pistol, just moved forward. We've also seated a little on-off switch here on the top, so this is going to be an on-off switch for the LEDs. I might actually trim that off a wee bit so it's a little less, so it's got a smaller profile. And then yeah, this is now ready. We're going to clear coat this now, and then I'm going to do the wiring for the LEDs, and we'll be calling that about that. So here we are, we've just finished wiring up the little loom for these LEDs. So we've got a 9-volt battery here going into a little simple on-off switch, down here into a resistor, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 LEDs, and we just need to install these in the blaster, and the loom's working well. This is the on-off switch. So yeah, next we'll just pop these in, probably secure them in the shell with a bit of hot glue, and we'll be about done. So here we are, we've finally finished. This is our Blade Runner pistol, made from the Xshot micro fast film. I have one of them here. Yep, so there we go, it's from this Xshot water pistol into this. Love how this has turned out. You've seen we finished the LED work, so we've got the 4 LEDs and we've mounted a little switch here on the top, which switches your LEDs on. And obviously completely prop blaster, doesn't function anymore. But yeah, this is going to make a great addition to our collection here at Monkeytron HQ. Where, as I said way up at the beginning, we want to make this for a long time, and really happy how this has turned out. So yeah, just the hydro dip work on the handle, the painting with the dry brushing. We've mounted the LEDs inside in the kind of water chamber for the water pistol. You get access to the battery door in here. This is still spring loaded. So this pops out and you can take and swap the battery out or disconnect it if you want. It just pops back down. The hammer does move slightly, but I couldn't fit the retaining spring and lock mechanism in with the wiring that was in the water pistol originally, so I had to move that. But as I say, it's spring loaded, so it does pop back down, and yeah, it's great. Got LEDs on both sides. Triggers don't move or anything. I had wanted to move space the triggers out a bit more, but yeah, so as I said, this is always a bit of trial and error, this one, the first one I made. Might make a couple more of these, we'll see. I reckon they go down quite well at Comic Cons and stuff. So I'll probably try and space the triggers out a bit more. But apart from that, there's not a lot else I've changed. Obviously we've done a little bit of putty work. There's quite a bit more work involved in this than I thought it was going to be originally, but it's turned out great, absolutely love it. So yeah, we'll add this to our collection along with our Lawgivers and our Star Wars stuff and our other sci-fi blasters. Maybe do a series of videos about the sci-fi blaster collection at some point. We'll get around to it. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this build guide. If you can pick one of these little wall pistols up, they're really cheap, and they can turn this into a quite good pop. Obviously, it's not completely accurate to the prop, but it's got the same profile and general vibe to it. And yeah, I really like it. I love making these things. They're great fun. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Make sure you check out any of our other videos here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe here on YouTube, and you can like us on Facebook and follow us over on Instagram as well, and keep up to date with everything else we're doing. We've got a lot of cosplay stuff on the go just now. We've got a new costume on the go. This blaster here is getting turned into something, and lots of other things. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. We've got some more sci-fi projects coming up soon, and we'll see you again. Thanks for watching.